WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
This is
Soulful Inspiration.
It's your girl, Nikki Jones. This will be an hour to feed your soul with music and laughter, information and inspiration. You're listening to WVTC
Detroit.
All designed with you in mind. So sit back, relax, and get ready to join the conversation with me,
Nikki Jones.
Soulful.
Soulful Inspiration.
Inspirations. Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nikki Jones. What's going on? How's everybody? Everybody all right? Everybody all right? It is a Tuesday night, Tuesday evening, beautiful day. It was a wonderfully hot day today in the city of Detroit for an October the 3rd. I want to say real quickly a shout out to my sister, Sharonda Love. Happy birthday, sis. I love you, girl.
Happy birthday, Sharonda Love.
Yes. And I just want to say welcome again to Soulful Inspirations. I'm your girl. Yes, I lost a little bit of my voice, but you know what? I'm going to give God the praise with everything I got on tonight. Hallelujah. Yes, I'm still going to give him the glory. Yes, that's what we come to do. Listen, it's Tuesday. We are on WVTC, where we are winning victory through Christ. What I say, 2-time Stellar Award winning internet station of the year. 2 times. What'd you say? 2 times. Yes. And we are excited and glad about it. We thank you for voting for us again. And we are just glad that you think that we have something to say, because we do. A lot of us do. And all the shows on here, we have wonderful shows. And I want you to catch us every time that we're on. So you need to subscribe. You need to like and you need to share. You need to subscribe. You need to like and you need to share. Did you hear what I said? Subscribe, like, and share. Share, like, subscribe. Do all of that on tonight. Okay. So you will be in the know every time we have a show. Yes, that did rhyme. I'm not even trying to rap. Hello. Listen, I'm in the zone tonight. Did you hear that? So now, look, we have beautiful people in the studio on tonight. We have our special guest, and guess who's back tonight? Since we've been talking about color purple. We got Pastor D in the house. Hey, Pastor D.
Hey, I'm back in the saddle again.
In the saddle again. Yes. And we have our lovely, lovely, beautiful soprano voice. OMG. This is the beautiful, the wonderful guest on tonight, Miss Rashida Johnson.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yes, girl. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I am good. I have so much love in your glasses. Okay.
Thank you.
Did you make those yourself?
No, actually, it's by a stylist by the name of Meek.
Okay.
Meek Styles. She works with Jay Bolin, and
wow,
she curated these for me.
She curated those. Okay, you can curate glasses. I ain't even know.
You didn't know that? You know you can curate glasses.
I ain't even know you could curate some glasses. Listen, this beautiful soul next to me has some music, and I'm telling you, I've just fell in love with her soprano voice and the smoothness and the inspiration in her music, and I'm just so glad that we met. She is also a member of Embassy Covenant Church International, where we met. Yay! Our bishop and apostle Hugh Daniel Smith was with us last week. Yes, he was with us. He was in the house last week. And so we are excited tonight to feature Miss Rashida Johnson and her music. Listen, it's some love music. It's inspirational music.
Ooh,
and I just, because saints need love music too. We don't be listening to Shirley Caesar when we married. We don't be listening to Shirley Caesar all the time. I'm just saying.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's how I learned that song.
I can't.
We're not men. We're not men at all.
Exactly. So, and because she is a woman of God, she also does gospel music here and there. So I found one of my favorite hymns, and I started the show with hymns. We started with hymns. And so when I saw her rendition of this song, I said, "Oh, we got to play that first, and then we'll play the love songs." That's what we're gonna do, because why? We need love and we need Jesus. Yes, because Jesus is love. Jesus is love. He won't let you down. I know he's love. Anyway, forever in my heart. Help me.
Y'all do it.
Yep. That's what we do. So anyway,
Commodores, right?
Yeah, girl, Commodores. Yes. That was love. That was a love song. Anyway, so we are going to listen to Rashida's rendition of Great Is Thy Faithfulness.
Amen.
Come on, let's play that.
Amen.
Amen.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassions, they fail not. And as thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Thy faithfulness, mercies are new every morning. Thy faithfulness, O Lord, to me. Great is thy faithfulness, they're new every morning. Every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord, to me. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, the sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. They new every morning. Oh Lord, to me, great is the faithfulness to me. Mercies are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, oh Lord, to me, unto me. Can you say great is your faithfulness? Can you say great is thy faithfulness? See, when I wake up in the morning, it's his faithfulness. And when I lay down at night, it's his faithfulness. He's been better to me than I could be to myself. Great is your faithfulness. Is your faithfulness. Great 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 is your faithfulness. God, you've been so good, and you've been so kind. It's your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. God, you've been so good. God, you've been so great. Your love and kindness and your tender mercy is better than life to me, to me, to me. is your faithfulness. Morning by morning, brand new mercies I see. Brand new mercies for me. It's your great is your faithfulness. Great is your kindness. Oh, so great is your love. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness to me. 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 Great is your faithfulness, oh Lord, to me.
Come through with the
Yes,
jazz.
yes, yes. I love that rendition. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Got a little jazzy vibe.
Yes. You hear that jazz chord at the end?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't hit that note real good right now. I can't hit that note. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
See? Okay, Larry, did you hear that? She did that note at the end. She did that last little jazz chord and a little run. And after that, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. So tell me, what is your talk about who you are. I know you've been doing music for a long time.
A very long time.
I know you've got a couple of albums out. So talk about your journey in terms of music, where you started, how you got, into it, and where you are now.
Okay, so I started writing music when I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Oh wow.
Wow. And I was in Houston, Texas. I used to write songs about everything. And I was a very sickly child. And so I spent a lot of times indoors. So music was like my friend. And so that's when I started. I was leading worship at that age, around 7.
Wow.
In a little storefront
You were
church.
leading worship at 7?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't have video back then.
Right.
And we were a very small ministry. But yeah, that's when I got my start. And then around, I think it was 10, my parents decided that they loved each other again. And my mom moved here to Michigan. And so that's how I landed here in the Detroit area.
Wow.
And and then about a couple of years after that, I joined a church where I basically grew up at Straight Gate Church. Bishop Andrew Merritt was my pastor.
Okay.
Spent a lot of years there and was further formed there in music ministry and worship. And so that's my background.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
So what inspired you to do your first album?
So, that album, Path of Life, came as a result of a lot of heartbreak in music industry and music ministry. I had hopes to start a lot younger. And, look there.
I am.
So I had hopes to start music ministry, in my late teens, early 20s. And, back then everybody was, was the Fred Hammonds and Ricky Winans, and everybody was, doing those types of groups. Well, my mother, God bless her, I had a crazy mama. And
girl,
she
you
was
ain't
like,
by yourself.
No, she was like, you are not going to sing with anybody. You're going to school. And so I wasn't allowed to sing anywhere but church. Not to minimize church, but my mom was very strict in that way. And so and so because of that, I didn't really make an album. And I remember the first time I allowed our minister of music to hear something that I'd written. And, we were in the car riding, and he was like, your music sounds like Luther Vandross. It doesn't sound like gospel music. And, that really dissuaded me, right? Because the way that I heard music, the way that I interpreted chords and, and just song structure wasn't like what you heard typically in gospel churches or I don't like saying black churches, but
black churches.
In black churches. And a good friend of mine, God rest his soul, he passed recently, Carnell Morrell. We were in the studio session. I was doing some ghost vocals for a project he was working on. And he was like, Sheeta, you know what you need to do? You need to go get in a white church because they will love you there.
Wow.
And so,
Lord.
But but that's typically been the story of my journey with music, having a voice that didn't really fit in traditional churches and feeling a lot of times out of place. And so one day I was at a wedding in Grand Rapids, and a friend passed me in the hallway. We grew up in church together, and he was like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in so long." And I was like, "Yeah." And then I said, "I think you're supposed to do my first album." And he said, "Okay." And that was history.
Wow.
His name is Gabriel Carter, and he's done a lot of wonderful work for a lot of people. He's getting ready to go back on tour with Atlantic Star. They're his family members. And so, yeah, he's worked with a lot of people.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So with you not fitting in or feeling like you didn't fit in, and writing inspirational type or inspirational style music, and your mother being like the mom on Sister Act 2, singing does not put food on the table.
So can we just put a comma right there for just a second?
Sure.
Looking back now and the way your mom guided your life, and I know at the time you felt that she was stifling you, but when you look at it now, is there a pattern? Can you see the whole thing coming together and it being the will of God for your life? I got to go, pastor thing, that's where I come from. Can you see how it worked together, for your good?
Well, all things, but again, even that, it was after a pretty lengthy stint of sorrow too, right? My mom, a lot of the protocol she put in place was to protect me. Because one thing my mom said about me, because my natural default is to trust people and to be very nice. And she was like, you're so naive and you can't go on the road because that'll ruin you. And so I thank God for her having the foresight to say, yeah, she has a gift that'll take her places that maybe her maturity won't be able to keep her safe.
Yeah, that's good. So in essence, it works together. And then I was listening to you talk about the white churches. I'm thinking of Lionel Harris, never been received in African-American churches. And voice is just crazy powerful.
Yes, it is.
Just crazy powerful. But I've never heard of him being in a black church.
Me either.
I don't know. Miss Sandy, do you think there's a couple he go to, huh?
There's a couple of
Miss Sandy say too. With such a powerful voice, so I mean, God has a voice to every nationality. So, that's just, I'm throwing my 2 cents in there, just, to encourage your heart to say, sing, girl, just sing.
Right.
Sing.
There is an audience for your voice. There's an audience for your voice. I truly believe that. There's an audience for your voice and your style of music. And like I said, Christians don't, married Christians don't be listening to Shirley Caesar. You know what I'm saying? We don't listen, now some Kirk Franklin songs, I digress.
And then there's Bishop Jakes,
Bishop Jakes had a whole album. They put out a whole album. What's called Some Love. Something about love.
I couldn't, y'all. I was like, oh, I keep hearing, let her
Keep
go.
hearing his voice, right?
We're trying to let her go. I'm like, I know it's supposed to be romantic, but I'm waiting for you to cast the devil out. So
Get ready. That's not inspiring me in that way. Yes.
But some people were. I'm Bishop. I'm not hating you. That's my mother's pastor. Bishop. I'm not hating on you. I love you very much. Thank you for all that you do.
Right.
But it's just the path. It's just the path that God takes us all down,
Amen.
And it's all different for all of us, but it's to mature us and help us to be who we're supposed to be in life,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't look at your tests and trials as something to make you, then you're going to be bitter. You're going to feel like you missed out, so.
Yeah, I had some of the same experience in terms of my mother being very strict on me.
Yeah, buddy. Well, Jean,
I couldn't sing nowhere but the church
pedal
either.
to the metal.
Okay, so you get it. So I totally get it.
She couldn't go nowhere but to the church.
Listen, I went to work. I went to church.
And hello?
Maybe the movies. And that was it.
And if my aunts and uncles didn't take me, elsewhere outside of the church, I didn't go.
You wasn't going.
I couldn't go. I didn't go to the prom. I couldn't.
Ooh.
I didn't go to the prom. It was like you can go with your cousin, or you can have a barbecue graduation
I'm
party.
pearls, and I'm touching them. My mom had to make
My
me go to
non-existent pearls. I'm clutching them.
proverbial pearl.
Proverbial, yes. So I totally get it. I totally get it. And of course, it's the same reason.
Yeah.
It was protection. She
Yeah.
did not want me
Yeah.
to succumb to the peer pressure and, all the things that were happening with other young people around me. A lot of things she wanted to shield me from. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. And me too with music. Having a love for music, I still learned a lot of secular music because at my grandmother's house, my aunts and uncles.
Because you snuck.
I snuck upstairs. I was
Snuck
in
it.
But listen, we didn't have to sneak far because if you listen
No.
to Martha Jean the Queen, it was gospel all day, and then at 5:00.
right.
They
It
turned
turned
up.
over. To the blues, and my
Turned up.
granny be cooking in the kitchen, and I'm like,
Yes.
and then somewhere around 9:00, you hear James Cleveland, "The child is born." I'm like, what is that? Was the scariest. That was the scariest song ever. But yes, and I think the black culture has space for all of those expressions,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So who are your influences? So because you have such a unique soprano voice, who are your influences?
Girl, every time you call me a soprano voice, it makes me laugh because I am traditionally in choir settings. I'm an alto.
What?
I'm a soprano.
Power to the altos.
Alto section down.
Altos.
It is the process of being conditioned because like in choirs there were never enough sopranos,
Never.
and so Steve, that was my minister of music, he would say, well, Rashida, can you sing soprano tonight? Then it was, Rashida, can you sing soprano today? Then Rashida, can you sing soprano on the praise team?
That was probably before they said so many tenors to sing soprano though, right?
Oh, I'm not touching it. It's a 10-foot pole. I'm not touching it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but so over time, I grew to just cultivate a strong falsetto.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but my natural speaking voice and where it feels good to sing is actually alto.
Wow.
Wow. Because with the Roma, you sing soprano too.
And I blame Alexis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, she has a degree in music, so
But she became Steve in the sense that she was like, Rashida, I know
we need you here.
We need a soprano. And I'm like, but I am an alto and I'm older now, right? And so this thing is happening with my voice.
I feel
It's
you.
But you know what? The last time I sang with the choir, Kathy Hoke, y'all could call her and ask her. She switched up the parts to total praise and gave the altos the soprano part.
Oh, how interesting.
And baby, after that, I never sung in the choir again. I screamed. I squint so high, I wanted to just stand there and sing, "The hills are alive."
I cannot.
You're like, no, ma'am, never again. I'm done.
No, I was done with
Hard
singing.
pass. No, not recommended.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay, so who influences you?
So, like some of my favorite, Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
of
love
course,
her.
Bette Midler. Oddly
Okay.
enough, most people don't think of Bette as a singer, but
So she's an amazing singer.
Yolanda Adams. I grew up listening to her. Cece, of course.
Yeah.
Let me see. Goodness, because I listen to so many different genres of music.
I know. So call them out, child. We might know them. I might know a couple of
Kurt
them.
Elling. Have you heard of
No, I ain't.
All
I
right.
ain't heard of that one.
All right.
Well, all right then. No.
No. So I want you to do yourself a favor later tonight. Google Kurt Elling. I
Kurt?
believe Kurt.
Elling.
Yep, Elling.
Kurt
and
Elling.
he
Okay.
is one of the most fantastic jazz crooners of our
Ooh.
age. Yeah.
Okay.
I was introduced to him. President Obama had him at the White House, and I was stunned at just his the richness of his voice. And I went to go see him in Ann Arbor. He's such a showman, and
Wow.
yeah. So I love him. Layla Hathaway, and see, and my
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is, I
We
like
know her.
voice. Yes, I love voices that don't sound like mine, right? So I have yet to name a strong soprano, but yeah, India Arie.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, those are like singers that I generally listen to. And even though he is not necessarily known as a singer, Robert Glasper is one of my favorite artists.
See, I know who that
PJ
is.
Morton.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
I'm
love
a
his pen.
diehard fan.
Yeah, I love his pen.
Yes. His pen and his music, like
Yes.
it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I love PJ. So where you're having an event coming up. Tell us about your event coming up.
Okay, so can I segue just a little bit?
Sure.
So Seasons of Love, the Lord gave me this idea years ago. I am a strong proponent of the fact, I'll call it a fact, that your area of greatest struggle is oftentimes your place of greatest ministry. You have an anointing and a special grace to do that.
Mhm.
And so I struggled in my marriage for a number of years, just with just being happy. It wasn't anything like infidelity or abuse or anything. It was just like, yeah, I don't know if I'm called to be a wife because I'm not feeling this, right?
Mhm.
And I wanted to create something that gave Christian couples initially a space to enjoy time together, away from just church, away from just the regular rigmarole. And it was held every Sweetest Day weekend, the day after Sweetest Day, where you could just come have a good meal, have a good concert, and hear spoken word, music, comedy, and just have a night to just reconnect and remember why you fell in love in the first place.
That's beautiful.
So, and the reason why I named it Seasons of Love is because in any marriage, any loving relationship, you're going to go through seasons. It's not always going to be summer and lovely and fun. You might have to go through winter times, and you go through seasons of transition in your marriage, raising a family.
Yes.
And so over the past however many years I've been doing this, I think it would be 8 years. The pandemic threw all my timing off. So we lost a couple of years in there, but we're starting back this year. And it came out of a place of deep need in my own life. And God was like, minister from the place where you were wounded, and you'll find strength and you'll give strength to others because it's your lived experience. And so that's
good.
what
And
Seasons of Love is.
that's just facts. That's just facts. Are you still doing something with that, with the Seasons of Love with at-risk children?
Yes, but this year though, I'm not raising money specifically for a charity just because of the haste with which I had to pull the show together.
Okay.
But next year we'll be back to our regular format where we're raising money for any local grassroots nonprofit that's doing work with at-risk kids. And at-risk could be at risk for health complications or health needs, as well as social economic needs as well.
Sweet. Okay, so now tell us about what you're doing on that night and how people can get in touch with you, get tickets.
Sure.
It's on a Tuesday, so you can miss my show for that one time, okay? Psych. Just come back and watch it again.
Listen, we can talk offline. You can broadcast from the show if you want. Broadcast on there if you like. But so
that's an idea.
Yeah, let's talk. But so you can get tickets at Eventbrite. Seasons of Love Detroit is the name. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on I'm on, what's the other one? Instagram. Yes.
Okay.
It's
Instagram.
so many. Yeah. And so tickets are $30. And right now we're running 10% off. So
Nice.
bring a friend. I used to say bring an enemy, but I don't want you to have enemies. I don't want you to have enemies. You love them for real. You just don't know it yet.
Right. So explain, was it Ari Lacey?
It's Ark Lacey. It is actually the Lord gave me that name. It's a play on it's an acronym of my name. But it also stands for a righteous kind. And in many ways, my life in music has been like an ark. The ark was something, they estimate it doesn't necessarily define it in the Bible how long it took Noah to build the ark. Some people estimate 52 years. Some people say 102 years. We really don't know. But it took a long time of being constructed and people looking at like, I see it, but I don't understand it. You're seeing something that you don't understand, but eventually, if you have an ear to hear, you're going to need what that is. And so that's what God told me. My life is like, he built my life to be like an ark. People will see it. People will be like, what is that? What are they doing? But it's meant to represent God's provision. And I wanted to make music that has a little something for everybody. And so this year we're going to talk about that. I'm calling it a musical conversation.
Nice.
If you're
I
hurting,
like that.
if you're hurting, if you're happy, if you're somewhere in between, there is a song for your heart. And I'm that friend, the friend that people call when you're upset. You'll call me. If you're having a hard time, you'll call me. And we just talking.
What's your phone number? What's your phone number?
But the songs that I've written, because before I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter primarily. And I just wrote songs based off of my own lived experience, conversations that I've had and stories that I've held. And I'm having honest conversations about what it means to be alive, what it means to love, what it means to love and lose, what it means to move on from something that didn't work out. We're going to have those conversations in music. And wherever you find yourself, I want to invite you to come, especially if you feel like you're in a place where you're not hopeful about what could be for tomorrow.
Oh,
Don't give up. God loves you, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I find it interesting to know how people are balancing everything that they're doing today, because a lot of times, everybody's doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things all at once, trying to either create extra streams of income or or just strictly to provide and survive in their own environments. So within the music space, how are you balancing, because I know you're a mom, I know you're a wife, you have a secular job as well, and you had some health challenges. So how are you balancing all of that together and finding the inspiration to perform and to inspire other people with your music?
Okay, so I guess the most honest answer I can give you is I learned obedience by the stuff I suffered, child, because my body bullied me into understanding how to treat it. And so now hopefully I reached a place of maturity where my body doesn't have to scream at me to make me do the things that I need to do to honor it.
That's good.
And
That's
so
good.
and so balance is just really I had to put things back in proper order and proper perspective. And so, of course, God first, and not feeling driven. I think that's kind of what you're describing, people trying to manage all these different things.
It's about the grind.
It's about the grind. No, God doesn't call us to live a life that's driven. He calls us to live a life that's led. And so if you're being led beside still waters, he'll restore your soul. He'll teach you how to walk in peace with your husband and with your kids and how to manage your day. But if you feel like you have something to prove, and if you're striving for perfectionism, that's what causes people to have things out of balance. God ain't calling us to be perfect. He's calling us to be present. Yes. Show up as your true, authentic self and walk in love for real. Not. I'm not a good mom because I want people to look at me like, girl, you're such a good mom. I love that you take your kids to the park or that you do this with your kids. No, I'm doing this because it's important to me that they feel that I am their mom, I am present, and I love them. Same thing with my husband. Yes. It don't take nothing for me to get up and make him some coffee in the morning before he leaves for work. That is the little things. And I don't know if I'm answering your question about balance, but that's what it looks like for me.
That's good. That's good. A lot of people have been talking to me specifically about, their relationships or you're trying to find relationships and, or they're cutting people off, this cut off generation. No, I just cut them off. And
Cancel culture.
Yeah, this cancel culture today is just ridiculous. So have you had any struggles in terms of writing music that you didn't think would be relevant? Because I know you're talking, I know you have, you've written music according to your experiences, but have you had issues with feeling that your music was relevant for the time?
Oh, geez, that's such a big question, Nikki. I'm going to say yes, of course. And yes, of course, because most creatives, that's the struggle. Yeah. Like how to get out of what's in my spirit, what's in my mind, and make it make sense. And then how do I take it to market? Because and I remember somebody said to me years and years ago, earlier in my career, it was like, Rashida, you have to decide whether or not you want to be in music ministry or the music industry, because there's a difference.
There is.
And I was like, I didn't know how to answer that question, because I'm thinking, well, why can't I have both? Right. And so as far as relevancy, I leave that to the people who have the anointing for that race. For me, I write the music that feels good in my soul, and I put it out the way that I hear it. And then God told me, he was like, I'm creating you for your audience and your audience for you. And who your music is for, they will be drawn to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So and that's what just gives me peace. And, I don't do bad at it. I'll tell you one story though. I had a placement. A friend of mine from high school did a movie, and she wanted to take one of my songs and put it in her movie. And I said, okay, sure. Yes, of course. And she was like, Rashida, I know you love Jesus, so it's not going to be anything raunchy and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. Now, when I watched the movie, I was shocked a little bit about how it was placed. And I'm like, God, that's not a representation of who I am and what this song is about. And what they were depicting was diametrically opposed to what I believe as a Christian. And God was like, but look, my sound is there. And people are getting to hear what I've given you in a space. Even though they're seeing that on the screen, they're hearing my sound. So I didn't think it was relevant for how it was being used in the movie, but listen, I just cast it out on many waters and God sends it where he wants it to go.
Okay, then.
You know, that's very similar to the situation. Remember when Beyonce took Twinkie's music, and there was a big uproar in the church about it. And then I think who came on and reconciled the whole thing was Donnie McClurkin. And he explained, you know, music and basically, and I tell you who I've heard do a very good presentation on because she does a lot of collaborations with people that are not churchy, because we can't say people are not saved. You don't know,
Right?
You really don't. But people that are not normally churchy, the Nikki Minaj's and what she articulated is so beautiful, is that really what we're supposed to be doing is taking this message to the world.
Yeah.
And if we just stay within the four walls, how do they hear it? But you know, traditional, they
Of
said
course.
you can't go out there. I stay, you know.
Okay, so who was it?
It was Twinkie Clark.
Oh, I think it was Tasha Cobbs and Nicki Minaj, right? Was that collaboration?
I'm saying who was the gospel artist that was working with the other with the secular artist that you're talking about?
It was Twinkie and Beyonce.
Oh,
Twinkie,
okay.
What happened is Beyonce took Twinkie's music.
Oh yeah, I
and
know
put
about that one. I thought you were talking about somebody else.
Oh no, I was talking about Kiara.
That's what I'm talking about. Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki. And to be a young person, she articulated so beautiful. I had to go back and play it a couple times. I said, this is it right here.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and I mean, shout out to Twinkie. Twinkie has been writing music forever.
The GOAT.
I was listening to Twinkie on 8-track. I was a little girl.
Well, then I must have had something. If you had it, I must have had it.
I was listening to that on
The
8-track.
LP. The Clark sisters.
the LP, but
With them big old balloon dresses.
Twinkie on the cover by herself, just sitting there like this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I remember it. And
Way back.
Yes,
Way back.
classic. And
Yeah.
shout out to her. But she paid a lot of dues in terms of writing so many songs that we haven't even heard. You know, we've only probably heard maybe a quarter of the songs that she's written.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the same is for you. Like, you have a lot of songs you've been writing since you were how old?
6.
Yeah.
So
What do you say at 6 years old?
so you should probably do a children's album.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a song on my first album called "Good Morning God," and I wrote that. My kids were little at the time, and so people around the country started singing it in their churches.
Okay, sing it real quick.
Wow.
No, it's my kids, my little ones.
Oh.
They not little anymore.
Right.
But I'll let you hear it.
Okay.
While we gonna break. But what I was gonna say though, but to your point about, you know, being outside of the four walls of church, that's why I put Seasons of Love. I never hold it in churches, because I want people to know that Jesus is accessible wherever you find yourself.
Yes.
And so whether it's in a jazz club or in a park, I remember I was performing at the state fair here a couple of years ago, and you know, people were walking by, you know, drinking their beers and all that kind of stuff, and then they were just stopping to listen to inspirational music, and they didn't even know, like, wait a minute, that song is about Jesus. And when it hit them that's what it was, they were like, did that, you know?
Right.
And so, you know, so whether God takes you to the state fair or takes you down on, you know, somewhere on Jefferson,
You're planting seeds.
you're planting
You're
seeds.
planting seeds.
All you do is plant the
Planting
seed. One
seeds.
plants, one waters, and
Yeah,
God gives the increase.
Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so this particular performance you have coming up, is there something following that, or is this? I know you do this one annually, but what else are you doing outside of that?
So we just thought, because I've been on a hiatus for a couple of years because of just the health challenges that I was having. And so we're going to take it one step at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
We're getting Seasons of Love done.
Yes, ma'am.
And then whatever happens from there, my books are back open for booking now. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. And you have some guests that are coming for Seasons of Love as well?
Yes, but on the flyer it says special surprise guests. They are not being announced.
They're not being
Mom
announced.
is the word.
Okay. I was just trying to see if we could get an exclusive. So you're gonna do your work, just your music, or are you gonna do any covers or?
Yeah, so I typically don't do covers because I'm a songwriter.
Right.
So Seasons of Love, we do have covers sometimes, but it's mostly singer-songwriters that come into that space because we want to expose people to music that you haven't heard.
That you haven't heard.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go to the next song, which is Love's Confession. Yes, we want to hear Love's Confession. I like this song, and I love the outfit you have on. I just on the cover.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful. So we're going to listen to Love's Confession, as I know you're going to perform this on that night because this is part of Seasons of Love, correct? And we're going to listen to that, and then we'll be back.
I must confess, you take my breath away. There are so many reasons that we're in love. The things that you've been for me shows how you adore me. In every day, 1,000 ways I'll demonstrate my love for you is everlasting. To you I'll give my everything. I don't have to search for more. This one thing I'm sure, our love is true, will stand the test of time. I am yours and you are mine. The greatest gift we have is our love.
Our love is incredible, insatiable. You heal my heart and you fill my soul. Everything I ever wanted is you, yeah. Your love has changed me, covered me and saved me from a life I thought I'd walk alone. My love for you is everlasting. To you I'll give my everything. I don't have to search for more. There's one thing I'm sure will stand the test of time. I am yours and you are mine. The greatest gift we have is our love. Love, love, love.
We'll stand the test of time. Your love brought a change to me. I
Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful song. And I was just thinking, and I said to her, that'd be a beautiful wedding song. And you said,
That's where I get my bookings from. People hear this in that movie that I was telling you about, and I've gotten calls and requests to come and sing it. We've gotten requests to come and perform it. So yeah.
yes, yes. So off air, we were talking about your writing process.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the biggest challenge to your writing process? Is it like where you are when you hear the lyrics or you hear the melody? Like, are you in the grocery store? Is that the biggest challenge, or is the challenge more so putting it all together once you have it?
For me, the biggest challenge is, not having a voice recorder when the song is coming, because people say, oh, I gotta remember that. If you don't stop right where you are when the melody and that lyric come, and you have to record it, because if you go pick up some eggs and then something happens in the store, you'll forget the melody. And but that's a one-off. For me, the biggest challenge is the fact that I do not play piano or guitar fluently. I can pick a little here and there, but the fact that I don't play, I have to be dependent on my friends to be like, hey, help me interpret this song.
Yeah.
And so I'm beating on tables, I'm humming notes, and then telling them, okay, now try this chord. No, that's not right. That's not what I hear in my head. So that's a challenge, but I also think that it's kind of a gift in disguise too, because it allows me to be interdependent with other people. That's
of course,
because if I could do it all myself, I'd be an island.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So where can people find you, and what your social media handles are, and all of those things? How can people get in touch with you to book you or to find your music?
Okay, so you've been using my government name on the show. That's fine. So yeah, my government name is fine, but I do have a stage name. It's Ark Lacey, and so it's Ark Lacey on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My website, it is still a website, but it's parked right now. ArkLaceyMusic.com, RashidaMusic.com, and Rashida Johnson Music. All of it points to the same place. And so you go on there, you'll find my contact information, emails, business phone, and all of that.
Ark Lacey, everyone. Her government name is Rashida. However, look up Ark Lacey on Instagram, on Facebook. Are you on X as well, or Twitter? Whatever.
No.
What is Twitter now?
When Twitter turned to something else, I had to leave Twitter.
Child, I wasn't ever there.
None but the righteous shall see God.
Gotta
Get
be
off Twitter. It's like,
holy.
I'm joking. Twitter, you all
It's a
right?
joke. We're just joking. There's just jokes. These are just jokes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been wonderful. I am just excited. So we're going to talk offline about maybe broadcasting live from your show. We'll try to figure out how we're going to do that and see what happens. That might be good.
Fun.
Yes, that will be fun. We've been on location before, so we'll figure that out. But I'm just glad that you came tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And yes, and introducing you to our audience. And I know other people know who you are as well. And so, because a lot of you have been online tonight, and we're just thankful that you have become part of our family at Embassy. And we've been blessed. Yes, we've been blessed by your presence and your anointing and what you carry. And thank you for being different. Thank you for being unique. Thank you for being authentic, because what I've noticed about you is that you are the same in terms of your demeanor, your spirit. Every time I see you, it's the same. It's the same beauty. It's the same peace. It's the same radiance. It's the same grace. And so I just want to thank you for bringing that authenticity to Embassy as well, and sharing that anointing with us. And I think that your music, like I said, I believe you have an audience, and I know you know this, but you have an audience for your music. And I think that people who are open and who are in love and married and, things of that nature, that they can appreciate what you are putting in terms of your lyrics and your, how you're composing music. And I think it's just beautiful.
Thank you. And can I add a little something?
Sure.
And if you are unfortunately divorced, there's a song for you too. If you are looking and believing God, there's a song for you. If you feel like you're stuck between where you are and where you want to be, I wrote a song about that too. I wrote a song about people getting on nerves because everybody calling you and asking you for stuff. And you're like, am I the only person who knows how to meet anybody's needs? There's a song about that too. It's called Everybody. And so yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's heartbreaking at times.
That's life.
That's life. This, I think, Seasons of Love is an honest reflection from my perspective about what it means to just live in this crazy world that God has given us and find his glory, find little pieces and big pieces to see his glory reflecting in what we do and who we are.
Yes, yes. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it. Here it go. Sat back, didn't have no life insurance. You about to lose the house and car. Thank you very much. Thank you. She's a clown. I love it. So that was my in living color rendition. Don't worry about it. That's David Allen Greer with his crazy sound. We are so thankful that you joined us on tonight. It's been wonderful, and we are excited about what you have coming up on the 17th of October, and that is 2 weeks from today. And is it 2 weeks?
Exactly. Wait a minute. Yeah,
yes, it's 2 weeks from today. Yes, it is 2 weeks from today. And yes, girl, get your vocals together, honey. Get your vocals there. Who's in the band?
So Marvin Thompson is on keys.
Okay.
Gabe Carter is on auxiliary keys.
All right.
Randall Velvet Wilson is on guitar.
Randall Velvet.
Yes. Takashi
Velvet.
Leo is on a string bass. And
Nice.
Andre Bell is on drums.
Oh, Andre.
And I have a few surprises coming, a few guest musicians that's going to come and
Nice.
sit in. So it'll be great.
Nice. I know a few of those musicians. And yes, I know Andre.
Yeah, and the guy, the guitarist that you like, he'll
All
be
the guitars that you like, Pastor
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
The guitar.
Adam
Adam
Flomeritas.
Yes,
He will be in the house.
Yes,
as well.
Lord.
You might have to go in. You might have to do this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Come
So
see
we-
the guitar.
Come see the guitar. The guitar. We thank you again for joining us tonight. Thank Ark Lacey, aka Rashida Johnson, for joining us tonight and talking about her upcoming performance, Seasons of Love on October the 17th, which will be at
The Aretha Jazz Cafe.
yes.
At the music hall.
At the music hall. It's a nice establishment. It's very quaint. It's very intimate. You'll be up and close and personal with the person who's performing, and it's a nice spot. So it's a great place for you to enjoy this type of music, and bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your
good
significant
girlfriends.
other, your good girlfriends, y'all.
Your guy friends. Listen, single women, come. Single
Yes.
men,
Come.
come.
Yes.
Because you have to be in place to show you
Come on
things.
now, bait the hook.
I'm just saying.
Ain't that what you said, Pastor D? You gotta bait the hook.
Got to keep some bait on your hook at all times.
Gotta keep the bait on your hook.
At all times.
all times.
Cause you never know.
Don't go out with them
You got to
fuzzy
be-
house shoes on. Don't go out with them fuzzy
Come
house
on
shoes
now.
on. Don't do it.
Huh?
Don't do it.
Huh?
And your do-rag on and your bonnet. Don't
Come
do
on,
it.
Ruth was
Don't do
found
it.
in the field. She was bringing in the sheaves. Come on now, you got.
But she was cute doing it.
She was
That's
cute.
all I'm
See?
saying.
She had no bonnet on. She had no bonnet on. Come on.
She was doing what she was supposed to be doing. So anyway, we love you. We are grateful that you joined us tonight, and we will see you again next week. Until then, we love you. Peace out.
You've been listening to
Soulful Inspiration.
We're so glad you hung out with us today. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on WVTC Detroit. If you'd like to partner with us or sponsor a show with your business, send us an email at tntsoulllc@gmail.com, or you can call us at 313-570-8280. I'm your girl,
Nikki Jones.
The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
Congratulations to WVTC Gospel Radio, as they are again the recipients of the 2023 Stellar Award for Best Internet Radio Station of the Year. Many thanks to our viewers. Keep watching as we are winning victories through Christ.
Hey, are you in need of a jingle, a commercial, or have you considered a podcast for your business or ministry? If so, let WVTC Radio Detroit be your choice. And guess what? Location is not a problem. We can pick you up and broadcast you from anywhere. For more information, please go to our website at WVTCDetroit.com or drop us an email at WVTCRadioDetroit@gmail.com. We're waiting to hear from you.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.